How close you want this, yo? Like a healthy
whatever's
distance?
comfortable. Yeah, like healthy distance.
Yeah.
You seem fine.
Okay, bet.
I already started it. Yeah. So we're good now. Mickey, bro, what's good?
What's up, man?
How are you, bro?
Chilling, bro. You good?
I'm blessed, man. Thanks for being here, dude. I
course,
appreciate you.
Anytime,
I haven't
man.
seen you in a long time.
Yeah, back at me point.
Back at me point, man.
Good days, bro.
Trust me.
Pre-COVID, you know?
Dude, don't even bring that up.
Yo.
Nah, I'm not still there.
Nah.
Nah, bro, I would have been there, but like, shut down, open.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It
It's
was
like
so
back and
unpredictable, you know.
Yeah.
So I just got a next job, man.
Yeah. It was a good spot, though. I miss it.
Yeah, right.
I miss
cool.
it, bro. Food was crazy. Bro, they fed me every day, bro. I was getting fat.
Yeah.
They fed me every day, bro. Every day.
Those pizzas get you fat. Those pizzas get you fat.
Bro, those beef ones, extra cheese, all that, thick, bro. Thick. I had to chill out, bro. Because I remember when you were working there, you was telling me how, like, you were trying to cut carbs, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And you trying to lean out, bro. But
it didn't work.
That's impossible when you work there, bro.
Nah, it's not, man.
Because they feed you.
It's a sick spot. Every time I take people there, bro, like, people actually love it, too.
Yeah. No, how can you not, bro? Like, it's real food.
Yeah.
And, like, yo, when it's, like, you know, family owned, like, you know, like, it's not no frozen shit.
Yeah.
Like, they're making that from, like, the heart, all that kind
Literally,
of stuff.
man.
So, I actually haven't been back there at all, but, like, I plan on going, like, in the summer if it's open.
Yeah, man, go
Trying
back.
Trying to get my grub on, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a sick spot, bro.
It was, man.
Fam was nice, bro. Everyone was nice. Vibe was nice.
What's good? What's been good with you since then, though, man? Just grinding.
Yeah, bro. Just grinding.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the whole, like going through the whole pandemic, like just being at home a lot. Like, I guess like my mindset shifted where it was like, I know what people was like, and not to like diss the people who were, but like they were only seeing the negative in it, you know, and they was like complaining, oh, I can't do this, can't do that, all that type of shit. And I was like, nah, like, yo, if I'm gonna be at home all the time, like I might as well like start like doing what I need to do. So like I got like a home set up, started recording at home, like just
you got a setup at home?
Yeah, just to like do shit at home because like I couldn't go out to my boys where I usually record.
Yeah.
Couldn't go to the tune of that shit. So I was like, bro, fuck it. Like, went crazy on Amazon, bro. Bought everything I needed and just like set up in my crib. And like I just started like going crazy.
Bro, that's the biggest thing. 'Cause it's like, if you're really gonna spend money and invest money in anything, why wouldn't it be yourself?
No, exactly.
You know, like sure, maybe this equipment costs, you know, $1,000-$2,000, but at the end of the day, it's for you. Like.
No, yeah, and the thing is, like, people always like, yo, but it's like, yo, if you're gonna invest in yourself, the whole point is to make that back on yourself.
Of course.
You gotta bet on yourself to do it.
Well, yeah, 100%.
So like when I was spending this money, I knew like, yo, let's say hypothetically, like I never make it back, like within a year or something, it doesn't matter.
Fact.
Because I'm working towards that.
Yeah.
Like it's not overnight you're gonna make all that money back. Like
No
if you're
way.
thinking like that, you're stupid.
No way. Yeah.
You're never gonna succeed. So I knew like, yo, if I wanna get to where I wanna get in today's circumstances, I'm gonna have to go out and spend the money.
Yeah.
And bank on myself, bet on myself, so that in like a couple of years from now, you know, I had everything I needed to be successful at my disposal.
Yeah.
In my crib.
Yeah.
And like, you know, now it's like I ain't dependent on nobody else. Like if I need to make a check, if I need to do something, I just do it on my own.
Yeah.
I don't need nobody else.
Bro, that's the biggest thing is like I find that in life, man, you can't count on anybody else.
Nah.
Like if you're gonna do something, you kind of have to go out and do it, man. Like once you
Yeah.
start asking for like favors, or once you start like hoping that like your boy's gonna help you, like that's sick. Like I'm sure they will, but at the end of the day, they have their own shit to going on too.
Yeah, and it's like one of those things like for me personally where it's, and I like have this problem in my head where I feel like obviously when it comes to like the shit I want to do, or like even with you and like your business, no one's gonna care the way you care.
Facts.
Right? Because it's your name.
Yeah.
It's your life. It's your money. So like it was always hard for me to like work with other people and like expect them to care as much as I cared.
Right.
Because, you know, if I can't really work with you if you're not, you know, as mad as I am about something.
Right.
Or you're not as like happy as I am about something.
Right.
Because it's like then I'm gonna start bugging out and being like, yo, this guy don't give a shit. This guy don't want to be here. Blah blah blah. And that fucks me up. So like, you know, a lot of my game was like, yo, you know, if that's gonna fuck me up, like I gotta do shit on my ones.
Has that happened to you? Like have you experienced people not really fucking with you or like the work, and you kind of like, fuck this, I'm gonna just do it on my ones?
Like I think in passing, yeah. Like it wasn't like a direct, but like, you kind of catch like the ball, like, you know. And it's like it wasn't even like I took it as disrespect. I was like, yo, I get it.
Yeah.
Like you don't owe me shit. You don't owe me anything. And you know, in my mind, it's like, you know, if I feel this way, I might as well just do it by myself.
Yeah.
And like, you know, and another big thing for me too was like I never wanted to blame anybody else for like if I never made it or like if something were to go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like if something were to go wrong, like I always wanted it to be my fault.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if something, you know, if I never succeed or I never make it, blah, 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 I never want to be like, yo, it's that dude's fault. It's that dude's fault.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, you got to live with your own failure at the end of the day. So,
yeah.
If something goes wrong, so I'm like, that's got to be on me.
Yeah.
Like, I never want to have to, like, depend on someone just for that shit to fail.
Right.
And then it's like, now it's like, yo, fuck this dude for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Instead of like, yo, I could have just done that shit on my own. But I think I gotten better at that like over the years and shit. Like, I can like work with producers now. Like I've been working with them, been working with like other artists and stuff. But it's like you always got to remember like nobody really owes you shit in that stance. Like even with like support, like I feel like a lot of people feel like just because you're from the same city or just because like you went to school with someone, they owe you like yo, you gotta post me on your story, you gotta do this, you gotta do it. It's like, bro, nigga, you don't owe me shit. Like yo, like yeah, we might have been cool in school, like this and that, but like I'll never be in your DM asking you to post my shit. Right. Like I'll never force that. Like if you want to do that, go ahead and do that.
Bro, I always appreciated that because I didn't even know you made music when we worked together for time. You never brought it up, and after I found out, I was like, that's kind of sick that you weren't really out here like. Obviously, it's one thing to be saying like, yo, I would appreciate it, that'd be sick. Yeah. But at the same time, like not doing it takes a lot of effort, it kind of takes balls not to ask someone to do that. And like, that was kind of sick. After I found out, I was like, what? Who the fuck? Yeah. What?
'Cause I remember me and you used to talk about music at work. We used to talk about like rap shit. We used to talk about like Drake and all that shit and like, who we used to listen to. And then, I don't think you followed me on IG at the time.
So no, I didn't. And that's how I found out after when I saw you. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, but like, I never brought it up, bro. It's actually, what's hella funny, bro? I remember when like Celine and them found out.
Yeah?
Because like they followed me on the gram. And then the next day I pull up to work, bro. And their mom comes up to me, bro. And she's like, yo, I like your tracks.
Yeah?
I'm like, I'm caught off guard, bro. I'm like, what are you talking about? Right? And then, she starts like humming like the melody. I'm like, bro, what? And like I look, bro, and like Selena and them are laughing, bro. And I was like, no. And like it's nothing that cheeses me, but I feel like there's like a stigma about like local artists and stuff. Where like people, and it's kind of annoying because like if people knew how hard this shit is and like to stick with it, you wouldn't feel that way. Like the money you got to put in, the time you got to put in, the effort that goes into it. People just feel like, oh, he don't want to go to school. He don't want to get a real job. Bro, this is a real job. Like, it's a full-time commitment.
That is.
Like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, making tracks every day, putting out projects, putting out videos. That shit takes time. And, like, when you're not signed, when you're independent, that's your money.
Right.
Right? And everything falls on you.
Right.
And it's like, I feel like people are like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Like, they just think it's weak. They think it's whack. They think it's, like, an easy way to get money. It's fucking hard, bro. Like, this shit is hard. Like, you can grind. Like, niggas grind for, like, 10 years before they even like get a deal or like before they like get any sort of success.
Yeah.
But people like only see like the aftermath. We're like, yo, it's so easy to make it. But it's like they don't see like all the behind the scenes.
Rick Ross.
No, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Apparently this guy was writing for 10 years, didn't even make a dime.
No.
And then started making a little bit of money.
Yeah, and they're just like, yeah, that rap life is easy. But it's like, bro, it ain't easy. Like you don't really see, all the writing that goes into it. Like all like even just the connections, like finding people to work with is hard.
Right.
Like it's just there's a bunch of things that it really takes to even like put shit out. The overthinking, the process, getting shit, getting sick cleared, finding people, all that type of shit, man. Like it takes a lot of time. And even like when you're in that school grind, when you're in that work grind, you only have limited time. Because if I'm working like 8 hours a day, that means I only got a certain amount of time to work on music.
Right.
And it's like, you either got two choices. You can go home and be like, no, I'm tired.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna, go to sleep or like watch a movie. Or like, no, I'm gonna grind this out.
I think that separates a lot of people. Just in the world where it's like there's two types of people, or obviously there's more, but just in the context of being successful and like achieving something and versus not achieving something, the difference in my opinion is like, can you come home after school and after work and keep grinding, whether it's working out or practicing footy or making music. Like the difference is those who can still continue because they have that passion and that drive, and then on the flip side, those who say, I'll do it tomorrow, fuck it, I'll do it eventually,
Yeah.
And then eventually those people are the type to like get caught up in like some job at a factory, working 7 hours, and they're just like, fuck, where did my life go?
Yeah, you're actually, funny you bring that up, bro. Like, that's what like got me serious about, so like when I first like started doing music, like I was like 17, but like it was just an idea.
Right.
And I was like, yo, like I think it'd be cool to like do stuff. Cause I always knew I kind of wanted to do it behind the scenes, but it was never like something I got like super serious about till like I was 18. And then what triggered that was I got this job like over the holidays, like a factory. Mm-hmm. And like I got the job, it was like this woodworking shop. And then I pull up, and then me and this dude got hired at the same time. And then the guy was like, yo, you guys cool to start at 7 a.m. And the guy beside me was like, he's like, yeah, I think I got a bus that runs at that time, right? And the guy looks at me, I'm like, yeah, bro, I got a whip. Like, I'm cool, like I can pull up, right? And the dude like beside me is like in his 40s or some shit, right? And the guy's like, you got a whip? I'm like, yeah. He's like, how old are you, bro? I'm like, I'm 18. He's like, what? He's like, bro, you got. He's like, that's your whip? I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, what are you speaking about? He's like, bro, I ain't never owned a car my whole life.
Damn.
He's like in his 40s and shit, right? And I'm thinking to myself, like, bro, what the fuck? And then like, I start working just to find out like every dude at that factory, like all these dudes are taking a bus every day to work, and like all these dudes are like in their 50s, never owned a whip, never owned a house, all this shit, right? And like being 18, bro, I'm standing there and I'm like, I'm scared as fuck.
Trust me.
I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, you tell me all these dudes got comfortable enough where they can wake up, catch a bus at like 6:30 a.m., come to work, and then go home and just fucking ball up, drink, and then go to sleep and then do it again. I'm like, nah, bro, I can't do this shit. So like, I literally worked there till like the new year, and then, bro, like my whole mentality changed after that because I was just so terrified of like ever having to live that life.
Right.
Where like you know, you didn't work hard enough, and that led to living that kind of life where like you never own a car. Like the fact that he was so shocked was like real life really kicked in for me.
Damn.
You know? And it was like, damn, like, nah, bro, I can't ever have that.
Bro, factory life, like, I've worked at one factory job and it's different.
That shit humbles you fast, bro.
Fast, bro.
Fast.
Because like I worked at a factory where like 2 of my uncles worked there, and they've worked there for time. You know, they're immigrants. They came here, whatever. That's a different story. But like, there's people who are like Canadians. You know, they're born here. They know the language.
Yeah.
And they've been there since they're 18, bro. And I'm like, come on, like.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know, man. I don't mean to be disrespectful about it, but it's like every time I look at someone, I feel like you're so much more, bro. Like you can do a lot more than just be working here for so long, you know. Yeah. But the flip side is like, yo, we need people like that.
No, yeah.
You know, like who else is really going to be running these factories other than these people who are okay with that, you know? But like you said, it humbles you, bro, because it's like, you know, like if you just kind of get caught up in the trap of being okay with $2,000 or $2,500 a month, and you're like, yeah, it's okay, like I'm getting by, you know, I'm paying my car, whatever, and you're just stuck there and you're trapped with it, and you don't like take risks,
and next thing you know, you fucking 45
and you're surprised about a kid owning a whip,
right? Like, yo, that shit scared the fuck out of me, man. And I was like, nah, bro, like, you know, I think when you're like 18, 19, like you kind of think you'll be good. Mm-hmm. You got time to figure it out, and then you blink and you're 21 and you're like, damn, bro. Like, yo, it's
insane. Like, time moves by so fast. You know,
homie. Like, you just gotta get serious about shit eventually.
Yeah, you're right.
That's all you gotta do. And it's like, you know, I know people still who like, you know, they ain't really figured that shit out. Not saying that I got it figured out.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, they kind of living in like that high school.
Yeah.
Like, they're still doing shit to like impress other people.
Yeah.
Or like they're still convinced that they got, you know, plenty of time.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I'm never gonna tell you how to live your life. Or like, I'm never gonna waste my time trying to tell you what to do. But it's like, you know, at some point, homie, like, you know, if you ever want to have a kid, if you want to have a family, if you want to have a decent life, bro, like, you gotta do something. You gotta do something with your life,
bro. It's like, if you don't want to do it, you're not gonna do it.
Yo, yeah.
It's very simple. You know, like why would, like you said, I'm not gonna waste my time and tell you to do something you don't want to do. Because if you wanted to do it, you would have done it by now. Yeah. You know?
I don't know. It's the crazy thing too, is like, I don't know, I think people don't believe in themselves. Like, they don't, not even they believe in themselves. It's like, you know, everyone wants to be successful. Everyone wants shit, but it's like the work that goes into it is just fucking insane.
I guess people forget that, eh?
Yeah.
People don't really understand what it's like for Rick Ross. Like, people are talking about his, you know, his acres in his state, you know, whatever, his house, and that's sick. But that 10 years of not making money by doing that, man, that 10 years, like, and I'm sure while you're in it just goes by slow too. Yeah. Like, after you're like, 10 years it's gone by, but like,
and like another crazy thing about that is too, is like at the same time, like, at least for like an artist, like while you're grinding that, you're seeing dudes pass you who you know you're sicker than. Like, you know you're better than them.
Yeah.
But it's like, yo, like, this homie's getting the deal. This homie's on this homie's getting that. And it's like, it's not even like no diss. Right. Like, you're not even trying to hate.
Right.
But like, you know in your heart, like, yo, I'm 10 times harder than this dude.
Right.
But it's like, he might have just had like a connect.
Right.
He might have just, you know, you got an early break than you did. Right. And I was like, it wasn't tough for me to like learn, but it was tough for me to watch. Right. Because it's like, yo, I know I'm putting all my time in. It's just not my time yet. Right. And like, I just got to like, you know, like, I never believed in hating. Just wait your turn.
Patience.
Just wait your turn. Yeah. You know, like, you know, if, let's say like one of my homies blows up before me, bro, I'm gonna be happy as hell. Yeah, of course. That's the bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you know, I know he put in the work, I know he put in the time, and my time's gonna come. Yeah. I just gotta, you know, do what I'm doing, and then my time will come. Like, it's just, yeah, man, like, you know, people are gonna pass you along the way, but it's like, do you let that fuck you up? Like, do you let that get in your head, or like, do you just keep your head down and like worry about yourself? Because if you keep watching all these motherfuckers around you and what they're doing, and like they're passing you, he's doing that, she's doing that, you ain't gonna go nowhere. You ain't gonna do shit because you're so caught up in their lives. You ain't worried about your own life.
I feel like all that's just like a challenge. Yeah, it's a test.
It's mental shit. It's a marathon, bro. Like Nipsey, bro. It's a
marathon, bro. Yeah. Yo, you're right, man.
You know, like I used to work with a dude, and he would always tell me, like, yo, man. Like, he was an older head, but he always used to tell me, like, yo. He's like, bro, it ain't a sprint, you know? Because I remember telling him like I wanted to get into music. I was like 17 at the time, like 16, 17. And he always told me, bro. He's like, yo, look. He's like, you're 16, 17 now. And he's like, don't be stressed out when you're 21, 22, and you still ain't making a lot of money yet. But you're still doing what you're doing. You're just not making bread. Yeah. Right? And at my time, I'm like, nah, it ain't gonna happen. Like, I'll be up by then. Yeah. Just being, like, immature, you know? And it's like, looking back at it now, like, I get what he's saying. Definitely. Because he's like, yo, like, you know, everyone gets watered differently. Everyone gets different opportunities. So, you know, just because, you know, some kid in a different city might be popping, just, you know, that doesn't mean you're not gonna pop. Right. It just means you gotta wait. Right. You gotta be patient. You gotta wait. And, you know, like, your stars will align eventually. It's just about, you know, having that mental toughness to be willing to wait.
That was my thing too, man. Like, when, I guess, I don't even know when, but for so long, I was literally like that, where I'm like, nah, 18, 19, I'm gonna be good, bro. Yeah. I'm gonna be good. And then you kind of just realize that, like you said, people start making money, like, whether they're working or whether they're doing whatever, they start making money. And it's just tough to, like, try to remember that. But once you remember that, once you understand, like, yo, life is good, like, it's fine. I'm only 21. Yeah. I got mad time. You know, even though, you know, you don't, you don't, but at the same time, you kind of do. I feel like once you're patient, bro, you're good, man.
It's that balance, man. It's like, it's more mental than anything else.
I agree.
It's more mental, like, just in life in general, bro. Like, you know, life's fucking exhausting. Definitely. As it is. But, you know, if you're chasing something and you're trying to better yourself, you know, you got to understand, like, there's going to be more negatives along the way than positives for the most part. Yeah. You know, for, like, that one big break, you probably had, like, a massive, you know, you probably had, like, multiple negative ones. Yeah. Just to get to that point. But, like, that's the shit you got to go through, bro. Like, who's anyone we seen who, like, had it easy their whole life?
Bro, nothing's easy.
You know?
Yeah, nothing's easy.
Like, you might see their lifestyle and think it's easy, but, like, to get there wasn't easy. And, like, you're not seeing everything. Yeah. And that's the thing we were talking about earlier about, like, social media. And you're not seeing everything. Yeah, you're not. You're only seeing what they want you to see. Yeah. Right? So you're gonna see that and be like, damn, bro, like, his life must be lit. Yeah. He's fucking going out here making all this money, you know, driving these whips, got these houses, but A, you didn't see what it took to get there, and then B, like, you don't really see everything that's going on. They're just showing you the flashy shit. They're not showing you the hard shit, the ugly shit. Yeah. Right? But I mean, that's just a whole other thing.
Like, life is ugly too.
Yeah, bro. Like, you're gonna lose people along the way, right? Like, I lost, like, already, like, I ain't even made it yet. Like, I ain't shit. But, like, even just to get serious about shit, I had to, like, you know, cut people out. You know, just, like, growing up with, like, the boys I knew, like, for a minute, bro, like, my dogs. And it wasn't even like I didn't like them no more, didn't fuck with them no more. It's just, we didn't have the same look on shit no more. You know, like, they was worried about, you know, turning up, going to the club, going to jams and shit. And I'm just like, yo, like, that's cool and all, like, I get it, but I got this thing that I really want to be. You know, I got this life that I really want.
That's a big thing that I've realized recently is, like, sacrificing shit is huge, real, bro. Man. It's huge, man. Because, huge. You can, my personal thing was, like, when I'm at home, a lot of times I'll just be in my room trying to work on shit, trying to get things moving, right? And when my parents are home, maybe they're not working that day or they're home from work, they're like, yo, come spend time with us. Like, come hang out. And I'm like, first of all, we live together. Like,
I see you all the time.
I've been seeing you. Like, see, it's been 21 years. What more do you want to see of me, you know? But at the same time, I'm like, listen, I can come up here and hang out with you guys and watch Turkish soap operas all day, you know? And I'll live with you till I'm fucking 35, you know? And then you'll start worrying about that. Or I can make the sacrifice. And I told my dad, I was like, yo, or I can make the sacrifice and go downstairs and, you know, not see you for a little bit, work on my school, get that out of the way, work on whatever I need to work on, and then fucking buy you a house.
Exactly. Then we can spend time.
And then we'll spend time together. Then we'll be swimming in the pool together and shit. You know?
No worries, you know?
Literally.
Just chilling. Like, we did the work.
Literally.
Yeah, man.
And I don't know. That was a big reality check for me, too, because it was like, I get it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I want to show my dukes with my little sister, but at the end of the day, man, you have to make a sacrifice. And I feel like a lot of people don't want to make those sacrifices where they want to go out and they want to just have fun and fuck around. And that's cool. But you reach a certain age where you're just kind of sick of it. And you're like, yo, this isn't for me anymore. You know, for so long, I was working at Best Buy. And dude, that was probably the one job that I had where I just didn't give a fuck. Like, I would just come in, turning up. Like, I'd be drinking at work. My boy and I, it was by the LCBO Plaza. So on our lunches, we just go over.
Cup of bottle,
bro. We just grab like a couple tall boys and go back to work. And it was just mayhem, you know? We'd be talking to customers. Like, it was crazy. Just but like, literally, bro. But like, after one, you kind of have a reality check at one point. You're like, what the fuck am I doing? You know? you realize like, yo, I'm 20 years old, I'm 21, like this guy has a whip, this guy has this. I'm like,
Right.
not in terms of comparison, but more so like reality check, like this guy's working.
Yeah.
You know, I'm getting bummed at work.
Yeah, what am I doing?
What am I
really
doing with my life?
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like once you have that reality check, man, a lot can change.
Yeah, those self-checks are big.
Big.
Like, yo, because it takes a lot to check yourself,
That
right?
100%.
Especially if you, like, try to convince yourself of shit.
Mhm.
Like, constantly convince yourself, like, nah, I'm good, I got time.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, it takes a lot for you to be like, nah, I don't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, bro. And, like, that's going to be the difference of, like, whether you get your shit together sooner or later.
100%.
Because, like, I don't know, man. Like, you might know people, like, I know people who, like, refuse to have that check.
Mhm.
Like, they refuse to check themselves. And they're just like, yo, I'm young, I'm good. Like, I'm just living my, like, they make that, I'm just living my life, bro.
Yeah.
Just living my life. And I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, bro, like, do that shit.
Live it, man.
But it's like, you know, I can't keep checking you every now and then to see if you're good, because like,
Yeah.
what happens if something happened to me and I can't do that, you no more? What if, you know, me and you ain't friends in a couple of years? Like, who's gonna check you?
Yeah.
Who's gonna make sure you're straight?
Yeah.
Right? And it's like that one-on-one check. You look in the mirror and you're like, bro,
Yeah.
like we gotta figure this shit out.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that takes a lot.
Yeah.
It takes a lot, man.
I think the idea of being like self-aware and
Yeah.
understanding who you are does take a lot, and not a lot of people can do that.
Nah.
You know, because it does take a lot. Like you have to be able to understand your strengths and your weaknesses.
Yeah, because I think another thing too is like it brings you back to reality. When you
Mhm.
check yourself.
And people are afraid of reality.
Yeah.
That's why they're always trying to get messed up and go
Exactly.
out. You know, because they're
Exactly.
running away from something. And like for a while, I was too, bro. I was running away from like not like knowing what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, for so long, my path was like going to law school, and I was like, I'll go to law school. Yeah, second year university, I take a law class. my one buddy, our next boy, dog. These guys are smart. Like stupid school smart, and they're getting A's, and I'm like, I get 1A, get a C, get a B, you know,
Yeah.
and I'm like, damn, law school's not for me.
Nah.
And that reality check was huge for me, because I was like, damn, this was my plan. Like now what the fuck do I do?
Yeah,
You
what do
know?
you
I was weird. It was such a weird feeling, and that's when I started like trying to get messed up all the time, and that's when I was getting drunk at work, smoking
Yeah.
at work, you know,
Just trying to
I
run
was
away from all your problems.
dead ass.
Right?
You know, I was literally in my problem of being at this job I don't like,
Yeah.
but I was still trying to run away from it.
Basic reality, bro. It's fucked.
It's insane.
Because it's just a common thing that people don't even realize they're doing.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, yo, like, why you always getting fucked up? Oh, because I want to get fucked up. It's like,
Yeah.
nah, bro.
Nah, man.
Like, come on, be real. Be
Yeah.
real with me, homie. Like, I ain't going to judge you, but like,
Yeah.
you know why you getting fucked up every day.
And I feel like understanding that takes a lot of time. For me, I had to wait a little bit until I had that reality check. And then I was like, okay, like now I'm good. Now I'm sober, you know? I haven't drank or smoked in so long.
Yeah.
And then as time goes by, you kind of think and you have time and you're like, that's why I was doing that.
Yeah.
You know?
It hits you. It all hits you.
It hits you, yeah. Because when you're in it in that moment, you have no idea really what's going on.
Yeah.
You're just kind of like, unless you dig deep and figure it out, you're just kind of living life.
Yeah. And I feel like all that comes with just like maturing too.
Definitely.
You know, because like, I don't know about you, but like, I'm sure like things you see now aren't the way you used to saw them when you were like 18.
No chance, bro.
Right? And it's like, yo, like, you know, I'm sure like at 25, 30, we're going to see things way differently than we saw them at like 21,
Definitely.
22.
Definitely.
So it's like, you know, I think it's important that you're making those changes. I mean,
Yeah.
like, it's not, I think it's subconscious that like, you know, like you just see things every through maturity, but like if you're not, that's a problem, bro. Like,
Definitely,
like,
man.
you should be checking that shit. Like if you got the same mentality you did in like the 12th grade or like first year uni, I don't know what to tell you.
If you haven't grown yet, man,
Yeah,
you're
like,
right.
I don't know what to tell you, man. Like I don't want to say it's too late, but like, you're cutting it close
Yeah.
on some real shit. But that's everyone. That's something you got to do on your own, though.
Has music helped you change?
Yeah, for sure, bro.
How?
Just like I look at things and like I think I used to look at things like I used to want things right away.
Same.
Like I used to want just success right away.
Same.
And then like through music, again, humbles you real quick, cause like you don't think you're as sick as you were. You don't think you're as good as you were compared to other people. And then, you know, like through the years, through the months, you know, you figure out like, this takes time.
Yeah.
Everything takes time, right? Like it's like getting a job. Like you go get a job, you're not gonna get paid your first day, right?
True.
You gotta wait at least minimum 2 weeks to get paid, right?
Maybe 3.
You don't like whatever your situation is, right?
Yeah.
But nothing's overnight,
Facts.
right? So I kind of learned like, even if it's, you know, through music, everything's gonna take time in life.
Mhm.
Like to better yourself, it's gonna take time. It's
Right.
like, you know, working out.
Yeah.
That first couple of gym sessions won't really do shit,
Yeah.
right? It's like you can go to the gym for like, you know, a month, but if you stop going after that, like, what'd you really do?
That ass.
What'd you really do? Like,
Yeah.
you lost 2 pounds. You didn't go. You gained them right back. You know, it's like with music, it's like you hit the studio like crazy, pump all these tracks like crazy, and then settle and be like, yo, I did enough hard work.
Right.
Okay, but like, what's next?
Yeah.
What's next? Why you think Drake is the way he is? This nigga doesn't stop working.
Yeah.
This guy literally just works and works and works. Like, yo, I guarantee you that guy's probably got albums on albums on albums. Just waiting.
Definitely, bro.
Just waiting.
Definitely.
You know, like, it's your work ethic. And it's understanding, like, okay, if I want to get to where I want to get, I got to take steps to get there. Right?
Well, dude, how can you be the best at anything if you're not
putting in the work?
Right. Especially if you're not putting in more work than the next guy. Yeah. Because then you're not the best. If someone else is putting more work than you.
Yeah, and the thing about music is crazy is, like, I was telling my boy, like, the other day, I'm like, yo, you even think you listen to 1% of the music out in the world? Like, think about what music is out there right now.
Yeah, man.
Bro, I didn't even touch the surface of 1%.
Probably not.
So if you think about that, it's like, yo, I'm someone who's making music. Like, there's dudes out there with, like, a couple million monthly listeners, and I don't even know their name.
Yeah.
I never heard of them.
Big facts.
Never heard a song.
Yeah.
So it's like, I look at someone like me, I'm like, okay, bro, I got work to do.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like, you look at, not saying there's, like, a roster spot. It's like a team.
Right.
But it's like, if you want to get recognized, you got to get on that level at least.
Of course.
Like, you got to get seen. How do you get seen? Putting in the steps, putting in the work.
Right.
To get to that level. And it's like, understanding that just everything in life takes time.
Yeah.
Right? If you want to buy a nice whip, you got to work for it. You want a crib, work for it. You know, you want a shorty. You want a dream girl, maybe you got to work for it. You got to show that you want it. Just shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nothing's going to just be given to you.
Yeah.
You got to work for it. So that was, like, the biggest thing that music taught me was, like, yo, if I want this shit, if I want to earn it, if I want to get better at it, all that's going to come from me and nobody else.
Right.
Like, nobody can give that to me. Nobody can teach me that.
Right.
It's got to be myself. And, like, life taught, like, just taught me more about life too. Like, you know, if you want something, that's on you. It's on nobody else but you.
Yeah, that is. I think being patient is key too. Because literally, like you were just saying, yo, you gotta wait. You gotta like put in the work. It doesn't happen overnight.
Oh man, and it's like it's another mental thing. It's like another mental obstacle. It's like, you know, you could do something for years and years and years, and you could feel like, well, that's another thing too. Is like I feel like people get caught up in feeling like they haven't really succeeded because their life hasn't changed yet. You know, and like I guess I'll use myself as an example. It's like, yo, if I go back to like 2017 when like I started like trying to make music to, like, compared to now, it's like in between, like, yeah, like little things have happened, like little successes have happened, but it's like, has my life completely changed? No. And that could easily be like, bro, what the fuck, why am I doing this anymore? Right. Like, why am I doing this? Like, I ain't rich yet, I ain't got no deal yet, I ain't up yet, like, why am I doing this? But it's like, you ignore all the little milestones in the way. Right. Like, you ignore hitting like 100K streams, right? You ignore like label attention, right? You ignore like playlisting, you ignore all that stuff. Right. Because it's not the ultimate goal. Right. And like, you know, like when you check yourself and you go, nah, like I did this and I did that and I did that, all that stuff leads up to the main, you know, the main event, the main goal, whatever you want to call it. Right. But it's like, you never want to ignore like your milestones. You never want to ignore the little achievements.
Little things add up, man.
They add up, right? Yeah. And it's like, you can get caught up in ignoring those because it's not the ultimate, it's not the thing you really want. Right. But it's like, nah, like you gotta embrace them. Right. You gotta congratulate yourself. Definitely. Be like, yo, I did that. And, definitely. You know, and because I did that, I can do this. Right. Right. So it's like, I remember when I hit like 100K streams on like one of the first songs I did, I'm like, bro, I can do this. Like, I know I can do this. So like, I remember just going crazy, and then like landing like I got on like Northern Bars one time. And it was like, right, I'm like, okay, bet, I'm sick, okay. Right, so I started doing this shit, right? And then, you know, like, you just, like, start following other shit. Like, you start seeing, like, people DMing you, like, bro, like, I fuck with your shit, this and that, right? Like, some people you never even talk to. Like, when you got, like, randoms from, like, you know, like, I remember looking at, like, Spotify numbers and, like, seeing, like, you got, like, 20,000 people from, like, the UK listening to your shit. Or, like, people, out west, out in LA or something like that. It's like, niggas, like, you never see, like, you don't even know. Right. Like, all across the world, it's like, okay, bet. Like, maybe my life isn't changing right now, but, you know, this is what it needs to be now for it to change later. Right. And, like, some of my boy would always used to tell me, like, every time I used to, like, you know, I guess kind of be stressed about shit, he's like, yo, listen, like, where you are right now is exactly where you need to be. Yeah. Right? He's like, everything you did before this led up to this. So he's like, why do you not think that everything you're about to do is going to lead up to what you want? Mm-hmm. Like, that's when it hit me. I was like, okay. Mm-hmm. I was like, all right. It's like, if I know if I put in the work today and I put in the work tomorrow and so on, I'm going to get where I need to get. It's resilience. It's resilience, but it's also so simple. Yeah. Right? Just put in the work, bro.
That's actually crazy you say that, man, because for so long, my whole thing was, a lot of people feel like they need motivation, like they need these self-help books and shit, right? Nah. But it's funny because whatever goal you want to achieve, man, if you want to get to the 10th step and that's your ultimate goal, the first thing you got to do is take that first step. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people will
That's the hardest step, though.
It is. But I feel like once you do it, man, everything else comes easier because it gives you so many things. Like, by doing it, you understand, like, one, it's possible. Like,
Yeah.
damn, okay, like this is what I have to do. This is sick. But also gives you like a sense of self-respect, some confidence, because you're like,
Yeah.
oh damn, like I'm sick. Like I just took the
Yeah.
first step. Bet I'll take on any other step. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And it just kind of adds up. You
Yeah.
know, and it just keeps going.
And yo, I don't know about you, but like, I was someone who like I didn't have like a support system.
Right.
Or, like I didn't really have anybody like in my ear like pushing me.
Right.
So like, I was my own motivation.
Same.
Like it was, it was just self-motivated. Like I didn't have nobody tell me like, bro, keep going, like keep pushing. Like if I was like, bro, I'm done with this shit, nobody's gonna tell me to keep going.
Yeah.
Like if I decided I was done, I was done.
Then what was your motivation?
It was really just like, bro, I gotta get it. Like
Why? Why do you have to get it?
I gotta get it, cause one thing about me is like growing up as like a kid and shit, like I never stuck to anything.
Interesting.
So like I would like play footy, I'd play ball, right? And then like I'd do it for like a year and a bit, and I just fucking quit.
Right.
And I never stuck to shit.
Is it because you didn't enjoy it, or you just?
Bro, honestly, that was just who I was. Like I hate to say it, but like that's just who I was.
Right.
Like I get bored of shit fast. Like even till this day, like certain things I get bored of.
Mm-hmm.
Like TV shows, bro, I can only watch so many episodes before I'm fucking bored.
Right.
Or like even girls, like I just get bored of a girl fast. Just shit like that, I get bored of shit. Just in life, like I don't know, like I'm interested for something and then I'm done with it.
Right.
And then music's the only thing in my life where I haven't.
Damn. Okay.
I haven't got bored of it. I haven't got stuck with it. And it was like, I remember when I started making music, I used to like write in a book, and I was like, nah, like you owe it to yourself to prove to yourself that you can do it.
Right.
Because I always felt like I never accomplished anything because I never stuck to anything.
Mm.
And I was like, hey, this is gonna be the one thing that I stick to no matter what, and I'm gonna get it.
Right.
And like just since then, I've been like, nah, like you quit on this, you quit on that. You can't quit on this.
Yeah.
Like you come this far, like why quit?
Yeah.
Like, why quit? Like you could be a song away. You could be a year away from making it. But if you stop today, you'll never know.
Yeah,
and you'll never get there. So it was just really just me, myself, and I this whole time in terms of like support. Like I never had like an OG to look up to,
Mm-hmm.
or like somebody to like really go to in terms of like motivation. It was just me, bro. And I was like, nah, like I gotta prove to myself. Like I gotta prove to my parents that I can actually do this.
Yeah.
Right? Because like they don't. Not saying like they hate on me or nothing like that, but it's like,
Of course.
like they're in that kind of like the immigrant parent mindset, where it's like,
Trust me.
oh, you think you're the Weeknd, bro?
Trust me.
Like nah, like he knew this guy, knew that guy, knew that. Oh, you can't sing like him, this and that, right? So it's like, like my dad always used to like poke jokes, bro, and he's like, yo, how come you went on the radio yet, bro?
Jeez.
He's like, how come I turn the radio on and hear your shit, right? Just kind of like digging it. Like,
Is
poking.
that motivating in a way to you?
Yeah, like yo, my dad's a tough guy. Like this guy's, I don't know, man. Like I won't call him an asshole, but like he's a tough guy.
Yeah.
Like he's not someone he's not impressed easily. And I think it might be like an immigrant dad thing, but it was like no matter what I did in life, bro, this guy would never be impressed.
Interesting.
Like never be impressed. So like I feel like that's a bit of it too. Is like, I'm trying to be like, yo, I did it.
Yeah.
Like yo, that house you live in, I just paid that shit off.
Yeah.
Like I did that, bro. And like there's nothing you can say to me now.
Yeah.
So there's definitely been like my mom's like, soft heart for
She's
everything.
mom.
Like yeah, she's mom. Right? My Dukes, my dad, bro. This guy's tough, right? And I remember showing him my first year, like actually being serious about music. I think I did like 500K the first year, like 500 streams, like 500,000 on Spotify, right? And I showed him, I was like, bro, like I did this, bro, like I got people like all over the world listening to me and shit. And then my dad looked at me and he was like, how much money you make, right? And I was like a little bit. And he's like, can you pay a car with it? Can you pay your insurance? Can you pay your phone bill? I'm like, nah, not really. He's like, then shit don't matter, homie. Shit don't matter.
Damn.
Right? He's like, get out my face with that shit. He really didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Right? And I remember like in the moment, I think I was hot. I was mad.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, fuck this guy. Like, yo, this guy doesn't gotta even like, rock with me like that. But then like I knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Like I knew he was trying to just tell me like, yo, if you want this to be like what puts food on the table,
Facts.
500K in a year ain't enough.
Yeah.
It's got to be like 50 million, 100 million.
For each song.
If you, realistically, if you want to wake up and do this for the rest of your life,
Yeah.
bro, like, it's a nice little cute start. And
Definitely.
it was,
Definitely.
It's cool, it's cool to be happy about it, but you can be happy about it for a day and then you got to do better than that.
Yeah.
And then, like, even till this day, like, he'll ask me, like, in passing, like, how's it going, stuff like that. He'll tell me about, something he heard on the radio and goes, like, yo, I think, I think you could do something like that. Just some like, kind of showing that he's there on the time. But definitely, like, psychologically, like, trying to prove to him that I could do it is definitely, like, added motivation.
Has he kind of, like, at first was he kind of like, nah, this isn't like gonna make you money, and now is he sort of like realizing like, oh shit, there's a little bit of money in it?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I remember when I was doing the live show, I got paid for that,
Yeah.
right? And then, I was coming to the crib with like all this fucking equipment, like every time we'd shoot or like rehearse and shit. So I'm coming in and out the crib, bro, with these fucking like Yamaha speakers, bro, like all this shit. And he's like, bro, what are you doing? And I'm like, bro, I'm doing a gig. I just got paid, right? And he was like, got paid? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, right? And he asked me how much, and I tell him, and he's like, oh, okay. Like, that ain't bad. Like, that's pretty good, right? And then, you know, he's like, how much, you know, and then he starts asking me, like, okay, like, you know, what's like a deal looking like or something like that? Like, how does that money work? Or how does this work? And all that type of shit. And I kind of like, I think that was the first time it hit him where he was like, okay, maybe this is a possibility. This is reality, right? Because, like, he knows, bro, like, when I come home from, like, work, the first thing I do is go to the basement. Yeah. Like, you know, I'll just cut down there, bro, and I'll be there till, like, I fall asleep. Yeah. So he knows I'm putting in the work. Like, he knows I'm serious. He knows it's not, like, just a hobby. It's
not a game.
He knows that, right? It's just about, he wants to see the money. He wants to see the results, right?
So at the end of the day, like, that's what we need, right?
Right? And, like, obviously, like, him being my dad, he wants the best for me.
Of course.
Like, he doesn't want me being a bum. He doesn't want me, like, living, like, a life that's hard. Yeah. The whole reason they come here is to, like, give us a better life.
Definitely.
Right? So, obviously, like, would he like me to, like, you know, become a lawyer, be an engineer, stuff like that? Of course he would, right? Yeah. But it's, like, he understands, like, one thing my dad always used to tell me was, like, look, he's like, yo, I can always tell you what I want you to do. Because, like, at the end of the day, bro, it's your life. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to wake up. I'm not the one waking up having to go to class. Yeah. And do these papers. That's you doing them. Yeah. So, he's like, if you think that you got to live your life for me, you're never going to be happy. Yeah. Right? And then I remember, like, I used that against him when I was like, yo, I want to do music, like, for real. Like, I want to stop everything else and just do music. Yeah. And then he was like, all right, bro. He was like, you just got to understand, like, that's on you. Right? Like, I can't stop you. I can't tell you what to do. Yeah. Like, you know, you got to the age, you're grown now. Yeah. So it's always like, okay, like, you gave me that shot. Like, I guess, you know, I got no one to be mad at but myself. Yeah. So I was like, okay, but, like, I'm going to prove myself that I could do it. I'm going to prove you wrong, you know, but in a good way. Yeah. Like, not in, like, a fuck you, but in, like, yo, look, I did it. Yeah. You know? Definitely. Like, kind of like that. I guess, like, that sort of, like, validation, if you want to call it.
Yeah, I definitely have that too, man. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. I feel like it must be an immigrant thing then.
No, for real, yo, it's got to be.
My parents definitely, like, my mom wanted me to be a pharmacist at one point. You know, like, something to do with medicine or, like, engineering, you know, lawyer, obviously. And then it was funny. I remember one day she came home. She was talking about, like, her friend's daughter is getting paid, like, $150, $200 a year to do shit in, like, agriculture, right? And that was a huge reality check for them because they're like, oh, there's money in, like, other shit in this world? Yeah. Like, oh, shit. And then when I started giving them, like, other ideas of what I wanted to do, they were a little bit more accepting of it. Yeah. Obviously not, like, you know, entirely. Because, like, for the longest time, they still wanted me to go to law school. But even then, they were like, when I presented some other idea, they were like, okay, maybe. Because obviously there's still some type of money in it. But they weren't very, you know, that accepting of it. You know, bro, when I got accepted to university, my mom didn't believe me. Deadass, I called them on the phone.
Wait, why not?
Well, to her defense, like, last semester of grade 12, I was just being stupid. Like,
but that's everybody, bro. Like, once you got into school, it was like, bro.
But the thing is, it was before that, though. I didn't give a fuck. I was just, like, turning up as much as I wanted to, as much as I could, you know? Yeah. And to her defense, like, there's that. But at the same time, like, that put a huge chip on my shoulder because they were in New York at the time. There was a Turkish concert going on. They went with some family, and I'm at home because there was exams. It was exam season. Yeah. And I call them like, yo, I got accepted. And my mom's like, oh shit, really? I'm like, yeah. And like, okay. And she didn't say anything there because she's with people. She comes back home 3 times. She asked me, she was like, you're sure you got accepted, right? Like, I don't want to be telling people that you did. Turns out it's a mistake. Like, I don't want to look bad and shit. And I'm like, the fuck you mean? What do you mean you don't want to look bad? Yeah, I got fucking accepted. Like, what are you talking about? But, like, that put a huge chip on my shoulder. You know, like, them having that weird disbelief, you know, like, immigrant parents definitely have some type of weird disbelief where it's like, they definitely, you know, obviously want the best. And they definitely believe in you. But I think it has to do with that old-fashioned traditional mindset where they're like, engineers, doctors, lawyers.
If you're anything but that, you're not successful.
And to be honest, it kind of makes sense because, like, back in the day, like, in the village, bro, like, how are you going to get out? That's how you're going to get out.
Those three.
Bro. Those three. Don't tell me you're going to get out by being a footy player.
No. They don't want to hear that, bro. No, bro.
They don't want to hear that. You're going to be an artist?
Because, I mean, like, they also know, like, a lot of that shit's, like, 1 in, like, a million, kind of, right? Yeah, like, you don't see many people from, like, where you come from make it.
Definitely.
If you're not from a big city.
Definitely.
But it's like, yo, we live in, like, a new age, bro. It's a new time. Social media, all this stuff. Like, you can blow off for anything. Yeah. Anything. And it's like, obviously, they might not understand that because they're not, you know, with the shit like we are. But we know it, and that's enough, bro. So, like, that's enough to, like, understand, like, okay,
Yeah.
It's a reality, bro. But like, yeah, I think it's one of those things where like it just takes time for them to buy in.
Yeah.
And then once you get them to buy in and like accept that, you know, there's more to life than just the avenues that they think.
Yeah.
You know, it gets a little easier for them to like
definitely, I agree.
to accept it and shit.
I agree. Bro, you mentioned Drake earlier.
Yeah.
Are you excited for the new album or no? What's your opinion?
On Drake?
Yeah, talk to me about Drake.
I mean, like, you can't really say much. He's the GOAT, bro. Like,
Yeah?
Like, I don't know, man. He's sustained a level of relevancy that nobody else has, in my opinion. Like, yo, I don't know. Like, when do you think he like hit the top? Like, after what? Like, after Meek beef is like when he was like number one. Like, views.
I think so. I think that kind of allowed him to show like,
yeah,
if you're gonna challenge me, I'm gonna kind of gonna bury you.
I think for me personally, I think his best project was Nothing Was the Same.
I love that album.
In my opinion, I think that was like his like peak, like bar for bar, everything was just like, it was amazing.
I guess after that is when it was just pretty linear in a way where it was just like consistent.
Yeah, but then like to his defense, like, yo, if you're at the top, you know, you can afford to do that shit. Not saying like he was aiming like to give us mid shit.
Right.
But, you know, when you get to a certain point, you get comfortable.
Definitely.
Right? So it's like for this guy, all he has to do is keep out putting out shit and he's good.
Yeah.
And he's good. So it's like...
Actually, I'd like to debate that, though, because the way I see it is like... Some people compare him to Jay-Z in the sense where Jay-Z, after a while, just got too rich. And he's just talking about rich shit. And people are like, okay, that's sick.
But we can't relate to you,
how
bro.
are we going to relate to that? Like Kevin Hart, like we were talking about. And like, I kind of see it in a way, especially in Drake. Yeah, like... personally, I loved his shit like Jungle, Western Road Flows, Wu-Tang Forever, Look What You Done. You know, I love those songs because it's just talking about back in the day. Like those are sick to me. You know, but now the new Young Thug album, solid, a sick track. But I feel like the only way that he could kind of sustain that relevancy is if he continues with the path of just having bangers like Solid, and he's just talking about rich people shit. But eventually, I think that can fade. So I think what he's gonna end up doing is doing Certified Lover Boy and kind of moving towards R&B. Yeah, because I feel like there's two ways that he can be relevant, which is moving towards R&B, and he's actually mentioned on an interview that that's what he wants to do. Yeah. You know, on that title interview.
Even like when he started doing like his like pop rap shit. Like
what's pop rap?
I think when Views came out. When he started doing songs like Child's Play and stuff like that, when it was like he wasn't really rapping, but he wasn't really singing. Facts. It was like the in between. Okay. And he was like, "Yo, this shit's selling. Like this shit, they bumping this shit. They like this shit, right?" Yeah. And after Views was what? Was it More Life? That weird like little.
I like More Life,
but More Life. But it was like More Life, right? But then More Life was like I don't know, like a top 5 Drake song to me is Passion Fruit. I don't know about you.
I like that.
Right, but it's like. You know, he gives you that little, it's a little different, right? Definitely. He kept like evolving, like even with like Dark Lane Demo, like yo, this guy was a shapeshifter. This guy's hopping on fucking drill beats, right? This guy's hopping on Playboy Cardi beats, and then like in my opinion, like yo, this guy just kind of riding waves, like he's just hopping on whatever's sick because he can, because he's Drake.
I think I also see it in a business way with OVO in general, because with Passion Fruit, you can see that's around the time when they started signing Popcorn. Yeah. So I feel like that's when they started getting a little bit of Caribbean shit in there. Whereas with like War, with like the dark, Demons, Demons. Yeah. Like you see, like it's a little bit UK, and that's when he started doing shit with Top Boy, the TV show. Yeah. So I feel like, and even then, I'm pretty sure they signed some British people on OVO, no?
Yeah, I know they had like Dave. Like Dave was like, he was affiliated. I don't know if he was signed, but he was affiliated.
So yeah, I think it had to do with also sort of branching out and being able to incorporate OVO into other cultures.
Yeah, he's a smart guy, bro. Like this guy, he's got a good team. Like they know what they're doing.
Clearly,
they know what they're doing. But I think in terms of like, I don't want to say quality of music, but like, no, I'll say quality of music. Yeah, I think in terms of quality of music, he's just chasing bangers, right? He's just chasing the hits. Cause I mean, at this point, like on you know, like 4 p.m. in Calabasas, right? Yeah. Like he's got a line where he's like, bro, I can't rap about my life because y'all don't know. Like y'all don't know. Yeah. Y'all don't know the life I live. Like I can't rap about my lifestyle because y'all is gonna be like, bro, I can't like rap this shit religiously with you because I'm not living that fucking life.
That's a good point.
You know, so he's like, I gotta come up with other shit to write about, right? And like a lot of that comes with like the pop avenue where it's like more like the love type shit or like just like the you know, not as lyrical shit. Yeah. But I mean, like he puts out a song like Lemon Pepper Freestyle. Yeah. It goes crazy. Yeah. I fuck with him and Ross every time we get it together. So do I. You know, And it's like, even like he's rapping about his life, right? Dropping his son off at school.
Yeah.
By the time his kid gets out, he made an M.
Yeah, that was a sick part.
Right? But it's like, who the fuck can who the fuck can rap that line and feel that?
Yeah.
Nobody. None of us can,
yeah.
right? But I mean, at the same time, like, we're still gonna bump it. We're still gonna listen to it, right?
Yeah.
So do I think that like Certified Lover Boy is gonna be like a classic? No.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Because I think the only way Drake could ever give us a classic, bro, is if he gives us 10 tracks, bar for bar, bro. No hook shit.
Yeah.
Just
100%. I agree.
But like in that title interview, he was like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Because he's like, bro, I need the bitches too. Like, I need the bitches playing my song.
Yeah.
And like, you know, majority of the shorties don't listen to Drake's bar for bar shit. They just listen to like, you know, the R&B shit.
Yeah.
Right? And like, you know, he's not worried about streaming. He's not worried about all that shit. He's worried about, he wants to please everybody. And I think that kind of hurts him a bit.
At that point, I think it's like, is it him or is it like the team? Like at that point, because it's corporate, you know, like I feel like it's on another level with other people involved. But
I want to say it's team, but I feel like obviously he's Drake, so he has final say. At least we think so. We don't know behind the scenes. We don't know behind the scenes. But like, you know, we know he's the man. We know he's the man, right? Yo, this guy drops anything, it's going number one, no matter what. He's just that guy. Right? Like, when's the last time Drake put out shit and it didn't go number one? Years, bro. You got to go back to like,
I think More Life, man.
Nah, bro. I think Fake Love was number one.
Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah, and then the thing is, like, when you put out a song like that and it goes like,
but album wise, More Life was mad criticized.
Oh yeah,
a lot of people didn't fuck with it.
He didn't call it an album though. Remember, he called it a playlist.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He was like, yo, this is a playlist. This is a playlist. Because he knew, bro. He knew. Like, yo, I'm gonna put this out. Because like, yo, that was at the point in his career where he was like off this crazy wave of everyone's on this guy's dick. Everyone's like, bro, Drake. He's like, let me put this out and like, let me see what sticks. Like, let me see what they fuck with. Let me see. Because I was in grade 12 when that shit came out. I think we would have been in like the 12th grade.
I think so.
And I remember like, there was like a bunch of different songs. Like there was like R&B shit, and there was like the rap shit, and then there was like the drill shit. And then like he had a song with like Kanye on there. He had a song with Travis on there. Like he had Glow.
Yeah.
He had Portland with Travis and Murder Beats.
Yeah,
and it was like
the flute.
Right, and it was because it was like he had like every different sound on one project.
Right.
To just kind of test it and be like, what do y'all hate and what do y'all like?
Interesting.
And then I think after that he put out Scorpion, right? Was it? That was 2019 would have been Scorpion. Was there anything in between that?
No.
Yeah, so yeah, it would have been Scorpion. No, Scorpion was 2018, bro.
What?
Yeah, because it was the year before the Raptors won. Scorpion came out. Right? Scorpion was summer 2018?
I think so.
Because that was when, that was like Kiki, do you love me? That was that, right?
You're right, because I went to Turkey that summer and kids in Turkey were singing that.
Yeah, so that was summer 2018.
100%.
Right? And it was like, even that album, like it wasn't like a slapper, the whole thing. Like it had good tracks on there, right? But it was like, I think it was him more or less just like dropping like another 20 song album and like seeing what goes. Well, I mean, no, that was like an A and a B side, to be fair.
And I think that might have something to do with the R&B thing, testing that
100%. Because the whole B side was R&B.
Yeah.
And the whole A side was like rap shit.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, like which one do y'all fuck with more?
Yeah.
And then he hasn't really put out, Dark Lane demo, but there's a couple like R&B shit on that.
Yeah.
Right, but it was like, I mean, at this point, bro, it doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what you think. Like, this guy's untouchable, bro. Like,
I want to agree, bro. You just said that, like, the leaks said that Certified Lover Boy is garbage. So if it comes out to be garbage, man, then he has one more chance, in my opinion, to recover. Yeah, but if he puts out Certified Lover Boy and it's trash, people don't fuck with it, puts out another one and it's garbage, then I think it's
just gonna go.
I think at that point, he kind of has to retire, or he has to just somehow come back. I think what he'll end up doing is like Certified Lover Boy. If it's good and he continues. But if it's not, then either he tries to save it with one more and then he saves it and it goes. But if he can't save it, then he goes into hiding. But then he comes out afterwards.
Some crazy shit. See, that's the thing, man. Like, I don't know why he just doesn't. Because, the worst part with this guy is, like, he can do the crazy shit. He can do it. It's like, bro, just give it to us. Like, just, It's like, bro, like, we've seen what you can do. We know what you can do. Just give us a classic, man. Like, it's like, it shouldn't be this hard to give us a classic.
But I genuinely think that, like, data and analytics play such a big role in everything we do now that they're not even really looking at lyrics and, like, classics. They're literally just looking at numbers, bro.
Well, like, even with Tusi Slide. That was TikTok. He did that just for TikTok.
Well, yeah, 100%.
You think that guy would have put that out 2 years ago?
No.
No, bro. He knew. He's like, TikTok's changed the music.
100%.
Like, people are literally making songs just so they can become a TikTok like challenge or a TikTok hit. Right. Just so they can take that sound bite and then run up all their streams.
Right.
Drake fucking knows that. This guy puts out a little dance challenge, goes #1 again.
Yeah.
Because next thing you know, like, everyone's doing the tweet slide on TikTok.
Yeah.
And that goes over to Instagram. That goes over to Twitter.
Yeah.
And now he's on every platform. You can't escape it.
Yeah, you can't.
Right. And that was during quarantine too, when everybody was on their phone.
Yeah.
Everyone's on social media all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, yo, this guy's no dummy.
No.
Like, he's never been a dummy when it comes to the marketing side of shit. But, you know, I just want the real, bro. I want the real back.
So what do you mean by real? Like, what are some songs that he's already put out that's real to you, that you fuck with?
Bro, it's that no hook shit, like Western Road Flows, 4 p.m. in Calabasas.
I like
shit
Do Not Disturb on More Life.
Yeah,
like
bro, just shit like that, bro. Like
March 14, I fucks with.
When he's just talking. When he's just talking
Dead
to
ass.
the mic, bro.
Dead ass.
You know? Even like the Meek Mill diss, like Duppy Freestyle. Yo, I listen to that shit to this day.
That was Pusha.
Oh, sorry, Pusha, my bad. Yeah, with Pusha, bro. And it was like yo, he does it with just ease, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm very curious as to what his response would have been, man. Because, like, he was saying, like, I didn't want to reply, whatever.
But, I mean, like, obviously, like, Drake's the guy. He's the GOAT. Like, all in all, my opinion is, like, yo, that guy is insane. Like, he's a workhorse.
Then what do you think? You just brought it up. What do you think about not writing your own lines? What's your do you have a beef about that?
Like, in hip-hop? Like, in rap?
That's actually that's actually funny that you bring that up, because it's like no other genre people are worried about that. You got Ed Sheeran, Taylor Swift, big names, Justin Bieber. They don't always write their own shit.
Justin Bieber's like never written, like barely writes his own shit.
Yeah.
Like, he's got a writer's name is like Pooh Bear, right?
Pooh Bear, yeah, I remember seeing that guy. Yeah.
But that guy, if you look at his credits, that nigga's on every fucking song.
Yeah.
Every song since he was like 15.
Yeah.
To see like he came onto the scene. Like, if you're a pop star, like, I don't expect you to write your shit. Like, I don't
Why is that?
That's just the game. Because, like, let's take it back to, like, the early 2000s.
Yeah.
When, like, they first, like, started pushing out, like, pop stars. Like, the Britney Spears.
Right.
Spice Girl, all that type of shit.
Yeah.
Amanda, wherever, like, all these bitches are. I'm gonna say that. Women.
No, you're fine,
really care,
bro. I don't give a fuck.
And it's like, okay, all we really want, or like, even, like, Rihanna, right?
Yeah, good point.
Take Rihanna. She's, like, 17, 18, right? Attractive young girl, right? She's gonna sell. She's marketable, right? She can sing.
Right.
Who cares if she can write? We got 20 writers in a room.
Facts.
All you gotta do is sing the song,
Facts.
do the video, because all those 20 writers aren't attractive enough. They're not marketable enough.
Yeah.
They can't sing like you,
Yeah.
but they can write.
Yeah.
So all they need is like a good face. They need a pretty face, someone who's marketable. Same thing with Justin.
Mm-hmm.
Good kid, white kid, good looking. Girls are gonna love him. He's gonna, sell it like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't matter if he can't write. We'll take care of that for you.
Yeah.
It's all about who can we put in a market that's gonna sell the best.
Right.
So they're not really worried about can you write. They're worried about do you look good and can you sing.
So to play devil's advocate, can't you argue with that about rap now?
Now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the same thing happens with rap now.
So then why?
Like Cardi B, right?
Yeah.
Cardi B doesn't write her own shit. Like, everybody knows that.
I don't
like,
listen to her.
I don't listen to her either, but like everybody knows it. Like, everybody knows like Offset's been writing it. Or like there's ghostwriters. But like nobody cares. Maybe it's because she's a female rapper or people are just like so numb to it now. But like you go to the 90s, bro, and like they would have killed you if they found out you wasn't writing your own stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Like
so interesting. So I guess rap's just kind of adopted into hip hop.
Yeah, bro. Like I think everything's just like fused together.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything's just like one. I think in pop music is just like 90% of pop stars are just like who's marketable.
It's like one and done most of them.
Yeah, like it's like you look at like Ariana Grande or like Madison Beer, or like any of these pretty faces that you see.
Yeah.
And it's not something that they're not talented, because they are.
Yeah.
But it's like they checked off enough boxes to meet the requirement. And that last requirement, like, we'll take care of that.
Yeah.
It's like as long as you keep on looking good, as long as you don't say anything stupid and don't ruin your career, like, we'll hook you up with all these writers. We'll take care of all that stuff for you. And that's fine. And then you got the hip hop side of things where I think it's kind of slowly turning into that. I don't think like a bunch now, but it's like I think it definitely happens. Like, I'm not in label studios or shit, but
yeah,
I think it happens behind the scenes. Like, if you're in a studio with like 10 people, I mean, even Kanye got booked for that shit, right? Like Jesus Walks, he didn't write that.
No,
he didn't write that, bro. And I remember like some beef happened like a year ago, and then the dude came out and was like, yo, I wrote Jesus Walks.
Yeah.
And Kanye's like, yeah, so what, bro? He's like, so what? He's like, you trying to fucking take, this is when like Kanye wasn't good.
Right.
Like, we trying to take my bread away, trying to take my fucking fam away. And the guy's like, nah, bro, it's what I do. Like, I wrote Jesus Walks, right? And then it turned like this whole thing about like what the fuck? Like, Kanye been writing his own shit this whole time, blah, blah, blah. And then, all in all, people are like, yo, like, the game isn't what the game used to be, bro. Like, get over it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you're in a room with 20 people, you're a fool if you think one person wrote that track.
Yeah.
You know, like, even with Drake.
Yeah.
Like, you know, in a title interview, remember? He was like, yo, if I'm in a studio with, like, a bunch of other heads, and they're talented, and they're going to write a sick bar that I like, I'd be an idiot not to use it.
That's a good point.
I'd be an idiot not. That doesn't mean they're writing my raps. It doesn't mean that. That just means that they're in the room and they're like, yo, I think this is tough. Like, switch that with this.
And the funny thing is like those little things, when they say switch that with this, that's a writing credit.
That's a writing credit.
That's a writing credit.
Automatic. Bro.
So now you're going down the list of credits, and now there's all these names, when in reality, they probably contributed 1-2 words.
Exactly. But people run off with the idea like, nah, bro, he didn't write this shit.
Yeah.
Bro, this nigga's a fraud. Yo, this guy's cheating the game. Like, yo, I want you to go look at Kanye West's credits on an album. It's a fucking Bible.
Is it?
Man, you keep scrolling.
I've never
scrolling.
Looked.
Bro, like, yo, this guy has like 50 people in one session. He has
Damn.
like 20 engineers, 20 producers, 20 writers.
So what do you think of that? Like, to me, I'm obviously not in music, but to me it seems logical to, like what Drake said, like, why wouldn't I?
I got no problem with it. Like, me personally, I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, an artist wants the best product they can put out. Mm-hmm. You know, and if that requires a little bit of help, so be it. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm truthfully not gonna look at you any differently. Like, I know people get caught up in like, yo, I produce myself, I write myself, you know, I mix and master myself. Like, bro, that's cool. But if it doesn't bang, I'm not gonna listen to it. I don't care.
Good point.
Like, you know, you can have a dude who all he did was like lay down a hook and then somebody else. But if it bangs, I'm gonna listen to it.
Yeah.
Regardless if he didn't write it or not. Because if the song's good, I'm gonna listen, bro. Mm-hmm. And then people get caught up in like, you know, owning their own shit or like being one-on-one. And I get that. Like, there's pride in that. I understand it.
Yeah.
There's no diss, but you gotta understand, at the end of the day, bro, like, we only care if it sounds good.
You're right.
That's all we care about.
You're right.
Like, yeah, it's cool you wrote your own song. It's cool you produced it.
But does anyone really give a fuck?
No. Like, maybe like the 2 people who might.
Yeah.
But like for the majority of people who don't know you and they just know you for a song.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit, man.
Nah, man.
They don't give a shit. So it's like, should people get over it? Yeah. Because like the game has changed, man. Like, the game ain't what it used to be. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm sure like one day I'll be in like a, you know, studio with like a bunch of people. And if, you know, I'm writing the song and somebody's like, yo, like they give me like a crazy melody, I'm not gonna be like, nah, I can't use that.
Yeah.
Like, of course I'm gonna use it.
Yeah.
If that's like a number one hook, like,
how are you gonna let your ego get in the way of that, man?
no,
like,
exactly. And it's like, it's that whole thing of like me, or like, you know, making it all by yourself, or like feeling like, you know, people are cheating it when it's like, bro, it's not cheating it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not.
Yeah.
I never understood that, man. Like, even now, like, I do most shit by myself, right?
Right.
But I understand, like, this doesn't fucking matter if it don't sound good.
Yeah.
Like, I could go on the gram fucking whining.
Yeah.
Like, yo, bro, I do all this stuff by myself. Like, y'all don't appreciate me. What's I gonna do, bro? What's I gonna do?
I've never.
Like Russ. Okay, like, I don't even.
Yeah.
Like, that dude Russ. Like, you can't watch an interview without him bringing up the fact that he does everything by himself.
So what do you think of that?
Like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, my nigga, I don't care. Like, my nigga, why do I care? You know what I mean? Like, it's cool. Right. I get it. Like,
yeah, congratulations.
Like, you're up. Like, why you? It's almost like he's convincing us.
Yeah.
Or like he doesn't. You know what it is, bro? I feel like he doesn't. He doesn't. Like, he always feels like he's not getting his flowers. Like, he's not getting the respect. But that's self-inflicted. Like, that's his own shit. That's his own fucking problem, right? And it's like, you know, if you keep digging for validation to a certain point, all that's just gonna just fire back at you.
Yeah.
Because you're craving something that's like, bro, chill out. Yeah. Like, I get it, man. Like, yeah, you do all this shit yourself. But if you were to just be quiet about it, and then, you know, maybe somebody like a behind the scenes, and we saw you do everything, like, yo, that's fucking sick.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
But like, if you gotta constantly be in my ear that you're doing this, you're doing this, it's gonna be like, bro, I know. Yeah. You told me like 40 times already, you know me?
Yeah.
I get it.
Still not good.
Yeah, no, for real, right? It's like, yo, I don't care how much time and effort you put in. If it's trash, it's trash.
Doesn't make it better. You're right.
No, right? And it's like, just get over yourself.
Yeah.
Get over it, man. And like, music at the end of the day is like already so different. Yeah. Like, all the different genres and shit, and like the way it's recorded. But I mean, like you said, like, all we care about is if it bangs, bro. If it bang, it bang. Like, I remember my boy, like, I was like showing my tracks. Actually, I think you know him, Ahmed. You know Ahmed, yeah? Yeah, my boy Ahmed. He always kind of like, he's like my second opinion.
Mm-hmm. A&R man?
Huh?
Is your A&R man?
Yeah. So like, I'll send him shit and I'll be like, yo, what you think about this, right? Like, he'll get back to me, right? And I'll be like, yo, I think I use the sound too much. And he's like, bro, if it fucking bang, it bang. Who fucking cares? Right? He's like, who cares at this point, bro? He's like, all you gotta put out is shit that sounds good. because he goes, a lot of the times like lyrics are watered down these days. People don't really care about the message no more.
You're right.
Some people do, some people don't. Right?
Yeah.
Depends the song, right? And he's like, as long as you get a good melody and a good feel, it's a good song.
Yeah.
Right? Like you might worry about writing some deep ass shit just for it to keep going over heads.
Yeah.
And they'll catch it like fucking 10 years later.
Yeah.
When it doesn't, the song don't even matter no more.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, you can do all this shit. You can cause a huss and a fuss and a fucking, make noise about, being your own person, being your own producer, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, yo, dude, that's cool, man. Like, good for you. I'm proud for you. But all that matters is does it sound good? I don't care if there were 10 writers, 2 writers, 7 writers. All we want is a banger.
That's a good point, because there is Cameron?
Yeah.
Someone asked him Jay-Z or Nas, and he said Jay-Z because you can't bump Nas at a club. Like, you don't want to fucking feel like you're in a lecture when you're at the club. But Jay-Z, you can bump pretty much anywhere.
It's a feeling.
Yeah, it's a feeling. You're right.
Like, that's another thing, too, is, like, music is, like, what I learned through making music, too, is, like, how does a song make you feel?
That's what art is.
That's it, and then there's a certain thing that lyrics can do that a melody can't do, but there's certain thing that melody do that lyrics can't do.
Right.
Right? So it's like going back to what you said about Jay, where it's like, Jay gave you like that.
Yeah.
Yo, this is, even if, because at the same time, all the time he was still spitting shit.
Right.
But it was the way he did it.
Right.
It was the feel, like with Drake too, bro.
Yeah.
Like even, they can bump Lemon Pepper Freestyle at the club and nobody would be mad.
Yeah, I think
because it's got that, it's got like that feeling where you can still like fucking, bob and nod to it.
Do you listen to Rick Ross often?
You know what? I used to, and I low-key kind of fell off. But I did listen to his last album.
See, I never really listened to Rick Ross like that, because I guess it might be because I'm ignorant and because I haven't listened to him that often. Yeah. But I feel like he's not disrespectfully, but he is a good accessory in the sense where like he adds on very well to songs. Very well.
You know why? It's because he knows what to do and he doesn't do anything else. He's good at one thing.
What is that?
Just rapping.
Yeah.
Like, yo, remember in the Drake interview when they were like, yo, who's your favorite artist to work with? He goes, oh, Ross, easy. And they go, why? And he goes, when I send Ross a verse, I don't ever got to worry about him trying to sing in a falsetto or him trying to send me some goofy shit.
Yeah. He knows his place.
Ross knows what he's good at and he sticks to it.
Right.
And that's respectable.
Yeah, you're
like,
right.
Yo, I can't even cap. Rick Ross been using the same flow for the past 10 years. Yeah. But it don't matter because his voice work, the flow work, everything hits.
You're right.
Right? He's got one of the best beats in the world, bro.
Yeah.
His beat selection, insane. But it's like, yo, I'm not mad at it because it's still good.
Yeah.
Like, he still finds a way to, like, even though I heard this song before, like, 20 times.
Yeah.
It's still fucking bang.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're good at one thing and one thing only, bro, and you still make me want to listen to your shit, bro, that's talent, bro.
I agree.
That's a feel. That's a feel. Like, you listen to his last album, every song the fucking same. But I'll listen to every song, bro. Because, he's got that voice. He's got, like, the, even the bars, like, he'll have, like, a same bar and just fucking repeat it.
Yeah.
But I'm not even upset. Like, I can't get mad. I just can't get mad. Because I know I get that feeling, like, I listen to Rick Ross I don't get from nobody else.
Yeah.
But,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, but I can't remember what we was talking about. How we got into... Oh, you asked me about Rick Ross. Yeah. No, I think he's a good accessory because of that, though.
Yeah.
It's because he knows his place.
Yeah.
He knows when somebody comes from, they want that one thing.
Yeah.
They don't want him to try something new.
Yeah.
They want the same shit he's been doing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can go to another artist and there could be that worry of like, oh shit, what the fuck are they going to do?
Yeah.
But with Ross, every time I see a featuring Rick Ross or Ross drops a song, I know how it's going to sound.
Right.
But I'm still going to listen.
It's a good compliment to the song.
Exactly.
Regardless, even though it's probably very similar to what he did, it just adds on very well.
It just adds on. Yeah. Like, brings it up here, even though I knew that already.
Do you think you have a thing you're good at?
Do I think I have a thing I'm good at?
Yeah, and like music, like.
Yeah, I think I'm good at melodies. If anything, I think
so?
melodies was my thing. Like, even growing up, I didn't listen to rap until like I was maybe like in middle school. Like, I always used to listen to like R&B and shit. Always. Like, I was always just more into melodies and stuff. And then even like when I started making music, I was like, nah, like, I always worried about the melody first. I was like, the melody's got to be before anything. Like, I always got to find the melody before I found the words. Because, you're gonna remember what a melody did for you, like what it felt. Right. Like, when you turn on a song, you get that feeling. When the melody hits, you get that feeling. At least that's how it was for me. Right. So I just like grinded to like, get better at like learning how to, finesse a melody through chords, and like how to like fucking just float on a beat with the melody with like a certain tone in a certain key, stuff like that. So I think if anything, yeah, it's just like my melodies. I've just like really learned how to like, not master yet, but like just really get comfortable with and get good at.
Yeah.
More than anything else, I think that's where like I'm the most comfortable.
Yeah.
Just with my melodies and shit.
That's
not
dope.
being like a super like lyric head or like a rap head, but
Yeah.
that's why like just melodies were always it for me, and I think I just translated into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick. As long as you kind of know your strengths and your weaknesses, you know.
Yeah.
You kind of build accordingly.
No.
You
Yeah.
know?
Exactly.
And focus
yeah.
on other stuff to get better at those.
Yeah, because even now it's just all about like writing, you know,
Yeah.
where it's like I could start recording a song and like I'll get the melody down and like I'll put it down, but I'll spend like the next couple hours like just writing.
Yeah.
Because like I got the melody. The melody's the easy part, right? Like for me now, but it's like nah, like now I gotta challenge myself and like, you know, try and write about different shit, you know, try and push myself, you know, wordplay, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, create a different narrative about shit just to challenge myself and
Yeah.
and you know, master that. It's like now you master the melody and you master the lyrics and like, you know, what's next. You know, it's all about the challenge for me.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, how do I get better? And you only get better by like pushing yourself, challenging yourself.
Bro, was the concert last night your first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. How'd it go, man? How'd you feel about it?
You know, I was pretty happy with it all in all, like it being my first time and everything.
Yeah.
I was pretty happy with how it went. And you know, like not knowing how to like do stuff live
Yeah.
was like definitely like a learning curve, but you know, just the biggest thing was just like my confidence.
Right.
Was like, you know, being on camera and like knowing like, you know, there's eyes on you and stuff like that. It's like, yo, you just gotta like forget about everything.
Yeah.
Just sing the song.
Yeah.
Rap the song. Just, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know how like you might be on your ones in the whip or like you're in your room and you're bumping this shit,
Yeah.
like carefree.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, you gotta move like that.
Gotta get in that zone.
You gotta get in that zone because it's like if I'm stiff and shit,
Yeah.
no one's gonna be able to like rock with it. No one's gonna be able to vibe with it.
If you're not rocking, who can, right?
Exactly. And it's like, yo, if I can't rock to my own shit, I can't expect nobody else to.
Right.
So it's like I really got into it and like I'm like more of like a chill kind of guy.
Yeah.
So like, you know, to get out of your comfort zone was like hard for me to do.
Right.
And I remember like my boy pulling me aside and he's like, bro, you gotta let loose, man.
Yeah.
He's like, you gotta like this whole like cool persona, you gotta fuck that. Like fuck that, bro. He's like, yo, move. He's like, whatever you feel, let it out, bro.
Yeah.
Let it out. Cause if somebody feels awkward watching you, they're gonna stop watching you right away.
Yeah.
Right? But if they feel comfortable because you're comfortable, bro, that's how you're gonna get people to buy into your shit.
Definitely.
So that was my biggest thing was like, you know, being comfortable on camera and like just letting loose, like being myself,
Mm-hmm.
like not worried about looking cool. Like, nah, man, nigga, just move to the music. Let the music move you. And that was like the biggest thing for me. And I think I did a pretty good job at that.
Yeah.
And just like
I
kind
think you
of
did a good job
like,
too, man.
like living in the moment, right?
Yeah.
Not overthinking it. And that was another thing too, was like not thinking about what I was doing. Like just do it, homie.
Right.
Like, you know, you're gonna miss a word. You're gonna forget. You know, you're gonna forget where to punch in. You're gonna fuck up. And when you can't fuck up when you lie, like, what the fuck you gonna do? So I was like, yo, but just like, you know, do it. Take a breath, man. Let loose, and then boom, drop in.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, bet. So like when it was over, bro, I was like, okay, bet. Like, you know, I was like, it's like a breath. It's like a breath of relief. I was like, yeah, I did it, you know. And I was just excited to like, you know, okay, now I can cross it off my list. Like I did a show,
Right.
you know. And it's like now for the next one, like I know how it feels.
Yeah.
So like, you know, I can fight the nerves a lot better than the first time.
Would you have rather having your first one to be a live audience?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
'Cause I feel like you can connect more.
Yeah.
You can see him, right? It would have been more nerve wracking, but you could have put a face to who's listening to your music.
Good point.
Because I always want to know that,
Yeah.
right? Because I always want, unless like you reach out to me, and you like let me know, I don't know who's listening.
Yeah.
Like I had somebody hit me up a couple like last week, and they were like, "Yo, we used to work together when I was like a kid, like when I was like 16."
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, yo, it's crazy to like think that, yo, me and you used to work together. And then like I watched like your whole journey so far.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, yo, I know I never reached out or like hollered at you, but like, you know, now I feel like I just have to.
Yeah.
After seeing like everything you know you've been doing and what you're doing. And in my mind I'm like, bro, that's crazy, because I never would have expected them to ever give a fuck.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're just in like a whole different like scene of just life and music and shit.
Yeah.
And the fact that like they were keeping up this whole time, I was like, bro, like I wonder who else is tapped in.
Yeah.
Like I want to know, right?
Yeah.
Like part of me wants to know.
Yeah.
And like I feel like, you know, when you do a live show, like, you know, maybe that's enough for someone to be like, nah, I'm gonna come out and like I'm gonna show them that like I've been fucking with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they might not have been like public about it, like on social media and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
But, you know, like just putting a face to like who's listening, I thought would have been cool. And like eventually one day, like I'll be able to do that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm always hesitant not to like show love. Like I'm always trying to show love and positivity, but like sometimes I feel hesitant because it's like they might just think I'm doing that to look sick.
Yeah.
You know, like I genuinely want to do it from the kindness of my own heart, but like in some situations they might just say like, you know, like you're recording, you don't want to compliment me now, like that's why you're complimenting me now. Exactly. Like I mean it, but like
exactly. It's funny, you know, it's funny too because I remember, like when I dropped like a track a while ago, like some dude hit me in my DM, right? And he's like, yo, I posted my thing on your story. Like he went out of his way to tell me, like I didn't see it, right? Yeah. And he's like, yeah, you can repost it on your story. Like he was like telling me, he's like, no, like I want you to repost me on your story. And I was just like, nah, bro. I'm like, yo, like I appreciate it, but like, yo, if you don't do it for the wrong reason.
Facts.
Like, yo, do it because you want to do it, not because like you want people to, you know, see you doing it.
Yeah.
You know, and like I was just kind of like, yo, this is like some not hatership, like this is some like fucking weird activity, dog. I was like, this is fucking weird. Like I never had that.
Get used to that.
You know, and I was like, yo, this is fucking weird, you know, but it goes back to the whole thing where it's like, you know, I always believed in like if you're gonna want to support, you're gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you shouldn't be like forced to do that or like do it, you know, to like get validation.
100%.
It's like, bro,
like
if
attention.
you want to support, but even when you asked me to come on the pod, I was like, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah,
homie.
I know. I respect.
I was like, I'm down, homie. You know, like, and then in my mind it was like, bro, how could I not?
Yeah.
Like just in terms of like, even when I met you at Me Point, I was like, bro, this is a real dude.
Respect.
And like even like the combos we had at work was like real talk.
Yeah.
Like we could talk about anything, like politics, music, just like high school life, uni life, all that shit. And it was like, you know, we were like kind of on that same wavelength.
Right.
When it was like we were kind of over that lifestyle we used to live.
Yeah.
And it was like on that like, yo, let's get this money. Like, let's level up. Let's get life serious. So then I was like, when I see you doing the pod, I was like, yo, I knew this guy was gonna do this.
Yeah.
I was like, I knew it, bro. I was like, yo, I fucking knew it. And then when he reached out, bro, I was like, hell yeah, bro.
Respects,
man. Hell yeah.
Respects.
So I was like, bro, I like what you're doing, man. And it's like, you know, you need people around you to like build it up.
Definitely. I think I'm very fortunate to know people like yourself who are just trying to like do something, you know, whether it's local or international, like man's just trying to do something. And I think that's the key, bro. Like so many people just sit around and be a bum, like not really have many goals and aspirations. But I feel like I love people that have goals and aspirations, that have a plan and a vision, that love to sit down and talk about their passion. Because it's like, dude, I know, you know what I mean? I get it, you know?
It's actually crazy. I remember one comment we had, and then we was talking about, I don't know, I mean, you might have been having like a bad day or something. But I remember you was just talking about how like, because we were servers, right?
Yeah.
So we're serving people. And you go, listen, man, you go like, yo, I know this job has to be done, but like, yo, I ain't doing this forever.
It's not
like,
for
I'm not going to be the one who's going to be doing this for much longer.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be the one being served.
Yeah.
Right? And like, yo, I'm like, yo, this guy's for real. Because
Yeah.
like, bro, the way you looked at me and said it, I was like, yo, yeah, this guy's gonna be something, bro. Like he's gonna figure it out, you know. And then when I saw you do the pod, I was like, nah, like he's gonna take this for real.
Definitely.
You know, and it's like, again, no diss to like anybody else or anything, but like, you know, we also people who like start to do something, and they never finish. Yeah. Like they start making tracks and they don't keep up. They start a pod, 2 episodes, 3 episodes, 4, and then you just never hear shit. Yeah. They start making clothes. Yeah. You know, 1 drop, 2 drops, and they disappear. Yeah. They gave up. Yeah. They got caught up. Yeah. And it's like, but like I know you gonna keep going. You know, regardless. I mean, whatever it is to level up, you're going to do it.
Definitely, man.
So it's like, you know, let's say this pod takes you in a different direction, and that direction is more bread. Of course you're going to take it. You're going to move on. And that's not him going like, bro, see, he quit. I told you he quit. Yeah. It's like, nah, bro. Like, another door opened, and he walked in because it was a better situation.
Deadass, man.
You know, and like, I just knew, man, like, when I saw shit, I was like, nah, like, and I'm about, you know, that self-made success, like, all that shit, what you're talking about, so.
Me too. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Because I know what it's like, bro. Like, we're in a room of motherfuckers who are just trying to be self-made. Yeah. Like, we're just out here trying to do something, you know? And, like, that's one of the reasons why I want to bring people together and, like, show love is because I get it. You know, I know exactly what you mean. Like, whether it's business, whether it's, like, little things. To your point earlier about being, like, local and people kind of, like,
that stigma.
Looking down. Yeah, that stigma. It's, like, even in business, like, you kind of start your own thing. People just kind of brush it off because it's like, it's local, you know?
Yeah, and another thing, too, is, like, just to go back on that really quick is, like, I feel there's a certain point where that stigma kind of dies, though. Definitely. Because if you hop in and do something, let's say music, just for the sake of the conversation. Let's say I started doing music back when I started doing it, right? And I put out, like, a couple bad songs. Like, I wasn't really working. And I gave up, right? Obviously, like, I haven't earned any respect.
Definitely.
Like, it was kind of just, like, a little thing, and, like, I didn't take it seriously, right?
Yeah.
But the fact that I've been doing it for so many years now, and they've seen me put in the work, like project after project after project, video after video, like promoting, marketing, all this kind of stuff, people look at it and they go, like, nah, like this is like, yo, this guy's, it's not a game to him.
It's not a game.
So it's like, it's kind of like I might not go out of my way to listen or like post about it, but like I respect it.
Definitely.
Because this is more than just like a hobby for him now.
Definitely.
Right? And they watch that through the years.
Yeah.
Like they watch the growth, they watch everything. And again, like even if they're not supporting, it's more the thing where like they go like, nah, this is what he does.
Yeah.
Like this is his passion, this is what he wants to do.
Yeah.
And like, yo, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Like as long as like I'm not just doing this just to get rich. Or
right.
like just, have an easy lifestyle.
Yeah.
They know like, yo, this guy's been grinding. This guy's been doing it. And people reach out and like, yo, fuck, guy, you've been working.
Yeah.
Like you, homie, like I've been noticing. Like you've been putting on work. Like, yo, good. Like keep doing your thing.
Yeah.
And like even that sometimes means more than like them reaching out and being like, yo, good shit on the music, good song, right? Because it's like, it always feels good to be recognized.
Definitely.
And like, yo, when you're putting in that hard work and you feel like no one's noticing, it hurts a bit.
Definitely.
Right? But then when even just one message can make all the difference.
I agree.
Right? From someone you didn't think was watching, they go, damn, bro, yo, man, like I tapped in and like, yo, like good job, man. Like good shit. Like you've been grinding, you've been working. Like, yo, wish you all the best. Yeah. And then sometimes that's just like that extra motivation you need to like go back into the lab and like cook up and shit. So, there's that too. I think that really adds into the stigma. Is like people look at it and like, oh, he's not serious, he's not real. But like once you show them that you're for real about something, and like this is my business, this is my brand, this is what I do, you earn that respect.
Definitely.
So like that, I guess that part of the journey's been kind of cool for me to like
definitely,
earn that respect.
Yeah.
At least in my mind.
No, definitely, I agree, man. Like being able to see your evolution, like creating something, putting something together, is so satisfying when you see it come to life, and then being able to see that creation earn that respect, command that respect is sick.
Yeah.
It's sick because it just shows your growth,
Yeah. And it's like, it's obviously, validation is nice. I don't care what anybody says.
Definitely.
Validation is cool.
Everyone loves it.
Everyone loves it.
Yeah.
So it's, to get it, even like subtly, it's, it's motivation.
Definitely.
You always use it.
Definitely,
so
man.
It's one of those things, man, where it's always going to help.
Bro, so what's good after this concert, man? Like, what's next?
Just working, bro. I'm, I'm putting out next track at the end of this month.
Yeah?
Just actually was shooting a video for it yesterday. Jeez. So that's day one of shooting, and then we're gonna do a couple more throughout the week.
Yeah.
And then working on another project, bro. So hopefully I can finish that and get that out sometime soon.
That's dope.
Sometime through the summer, after the summer, something like that. And
that's sick.
Just working hard, bro. Just grinding, man. Like people always like, yo, what do you do, bro? It's not. This is it. Like I go to work, bro, and I cook up. Like that's it. Like this is. I don't really got time for much else. I don't got time to be wasting. Like
I love that.
I'm 21. I ain't saying that I'm old, but like I ain't got time to waste either.
100%.
Like I want to be able to be successful and like live a good life while I'm young.
It's funny because like everyone associates value with money.
Yeah.
But we all kind of forget the value of time, bro.
Yeah.
Value of attention. We're all focused on like Instagram. We're all focused on our phones and shit, but like that value of that attention, that focus that you have, the time that you have is huge.
Yeah.
And what you put that into
makes all the difference.
Makes all the difference, man. Yeah. And it's going to determine, I feel like, who you are for the rest of your life. Because like little habits like that, man, that forms so much.
Yeah. And it's like at this point, like there's no quitting. Like there's no quitting's not an option at this point.
Definitely.
Like I was listening to Kanye the other day, and like I don't
what were you listening to?
You know the song Champion?
Maybe. What album is that on?
Fuck.
How does it go?
And he was a champion in your eyes. It's
like a
sample.
Yeah.
Like, yes, he did. So he
yeah.
brought it back to the crib. Fuck, what album is that off, bro? It's one who was like floating in space. But anyways.
The one who's
Graduation. Because there was College Dropout
with the teddy bear,
and there's Late Registration, and then there was it's on one of those first.
Whatever, yeah. I get what
but
you mean.
He has a line where he's like, "Giving up for me is way harder than trying." Way harder than like, yo, I felt that. Bar. Like I can't give up.
Yeah.
Like for me to give up, like for me to not touch the studio for the next week, bro, I'd be like a fiend, bro. I'd be itching. It's because like I know mentally, by me taking, not working, is like I'm pushing myself back.
Yeah.
Like I could have made a crazy track in those 7 days.
Definitely.
But I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't because I was lazy. I was tired.
Opportunities right there, bro.
And it's like, yo, I can't give up. Like trying is, it's hard. Like it takes a lot of work. But like, yo, like just that what if, man. Like laying in bed, like, yo, what if I kept going? What if I didn't quit?
That'll kill you, in my opinion.
Like, yo, that would fuck me up for the rest of my life.
Like, not physically, but, like, I feel like mental death is huge, bro. And that what if?
Yeah.
That's
I can't handle that.
Neither can I.
So it's like, yo, there's no quit in me.
Yeah.
Like, people always ask me, like, yo, like, bro, doesn't it get tough? I go, yeah, homie, but Like, I can't imagine laying up in bed, you know, 2 a.m. just in my head, like, bro, what if you kept going, homie? Like, you could have been living good. You could have been out west. You could have been, you know, making money. Jeez. But it's like, nah, bro, you quit because it got too hard. So.
Bro, what is, real quick, the last thing.
Yeah.
I like to call the show the executive rule.
Yeah.
What is your executive rule? You know, whether it's 1 or 2 things, 3 things, like just some things that either, you know, up and coming artists or like anyone in life just needs to keep in mind. Important things.
I think you gotta live in the moment, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I never understood what that meant. Because people always just tell me like, yo, like, bro, live in the moment, live in the moment. I'm like, bro, how can I not live in the moment? Like, I'm here. Am I not here? And they go, nah, bro, that's not what you mean. And it's like, you know, we get caught up in, especially when you're chasing something.
Yeah.
You get caught up in looking at what's next. You get caught up in looking in the future, right?
Yeah.
And you're not celebrating what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
You're not appreciating what's happening right now, what's going on right now. And you let all that shit fly by you and pass you, bro. You know?
Yeah.
You're going to miss out on a lot of things, man. Like, I remember what really hit me too was, you watched the Last Dance documentary?
Yeah.
There's one quote where some lady was like, yo, Michael lived in the moment. Like, Michael Jordan never thought about shit that he wasn't doing. And they're like, give us an example. And they were like, yo, Mike never thought about a shot that he was going to take. He only thought about the shot that he was taking. Right? I'm like, okay, now I get it.
Yeah.
Now I get it. So, yo, don't worry about a song you're going to make. Worry about what you got to do today, homie.
Yeah.
Worry about what you got to do today to get to tomorrow.
Right.
Don't worry about tomorrow when it's today. Don't worry about next week, next year.
Yeah.
You know? So my biggest thing is like, yo, if you're trying to become something, you're trying to success something, yo, live in the moment.
Yeah.
When you wake up that day, worry about what you got to do today to be better tomorrow. Because if you wake up and you're like, I got to do this, no, homie, slow down.
Yeah.
Slow it down.
Yeah.
You know, to better yourself, you got to better yourself that day. You got to take things one thing at a time. Take your steps, bro, and just understand, like, yo, be patient. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time. Like, I can promise you, but you put in that work, you put in that energy, you put in that time, it's going to happen.
Definitely.
You know, you can't suck at something forever.
Yeah.
You know, like, if you go to the pitch and you play footy every day, homie, from day 1 to day 90, you're going to be way better at day 90.
Of course.
Right? It's just fucking common sense.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to get better, dog. You just got to make sure that you don't get caught up in missing little things in between.
Yeah.
Don't get caught up in, you know, what anybody else is doing. Just live in the moment. Enjoy life. You know, that's the thing, too, is, like, we can get caught up in working so hard that we're not enjoying our lives.
Good point.
Because we don't feel like we deserve it. Or we don't feel like, how can I enjoy my life if I ain't sitting on like 200K, 300K?
Yeah.
If I ain't have the #1 song in the world.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, you can enjoy your life right now.
Yeah.
You can enjoy your life, man.
Do you
just
enjoy
know
your
how
life
to
right
balance
now?
your shit, right?
Do you enjoy your life right now?
You know, I'm learning to.
Yeah.
I'm learning to. Like, if you would asked me last year, I would have said no.
Yeah.
So it would have been like, you know, people used to hit me up like, yo, let's link up. I'm like, nah, how can I deserve to link up if I ain't make it yet?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I used to like, basically like, I would only let myself do things if I got a certain amount of work done.
Mm.
And I realized like, bro, I'm exhausting myself out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tiring myself out. Like, I need to live life at the same time. Because at the same time, we're 21.
Yeah.
Right? We're never going to look this good again. Right? We're never going to be this young again. You know? So it's like, not like, don't let me fucking waste my time in a room by myself. Yeah, I'm being productive, but, you know, I want to have memories too. You know, I want to have a good time on the journey. Because the journey is everything.
You're right.
What happens in between is everything. The people you meet on the way is everything. The lessons you learn is everything.
Yeah.
You don't just hop over, bro.
Yeah.
You just take steps. So, like, you know, you gotta live in the moment to be successful. I don't care what anybody says.
I agree.
You gotta accept those little things, little failures, little mistakes. You know, celebrate the little milestones. Yeah. Celebrate the steps you make.
Yeah.
You know, even if something small, like, celebrate it.
Yeah, definitely.
Feel good about yourself because you did that.
Yeah.
Right? And then every time you do something is every time you convince yourself that you can do something bigger. That's the only, like, you know, that's the biggest thing I can tell. That's the biggest thing I struggled with.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, not allowing myself to enjoy life because I didn't think I earned it.
Yeah. When
I was looking at it completely backwards, man.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, live life, but everything's gonna be alright, man.
Yeah.
You know, if you put in the work, you know, when you're giving it everything you got, bro.
Have that belief, eh?
The universe will take care of you.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, the universe works in mysterious ways, but dog, it'll take care of you.
But it gets it done.
It's great, it's done. As long as you do your part, though.
Yeah,
right?
You're right.
Like, I don't want to hear no more fucking shit about I want to be great. You play PS5 all day, homie. Like, nah, but you gotta put in the work, right?
You're right. It's proportional.
You know, it's effort. It's a two-way street.
You're right.
So, live in the moment, have fun, enjoy the journey, man. Because the journey's everything.
Definitely, bro.
That final destination, you'll get there. But, like, you know, you want to get there looking all raggedy and beat up.
Yeah.
Or do you want to get there looking good?
Facts.
Right?
That's huge.
That option's up to you, man.
That's huge,
Option's
yeah.
up to you. Don't wear yourself out, man. Have fun. Enjoy your shit,
Definitely,
bro.
man.
Yeah.
Definitely, bro.
Yeah, that's all I got, yo.
Alright, bro.
That's my wisdom at 21.
Mad wisdom, bro. I feel like I can sit here and pick your brain for hours, man.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Bro, I like this shit. This is fun.
It's super fun, right?
This is fun, homie.
Damn, bro.
I'll get
Then I
used
already
to
know I'm
this.
gonna have you on another time.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Say no more.
100%, homie.
Say no more, my guy.
100%, my fucking guy.
Bro.
Anytime, homie.
Say
Anytime.
less. Respects, man.
Got you.